This is wrong.
So, if I'm not mistaken, this meeting is to make up for the meeting we didn't have last Monday, right? You were out with COVID, I was having surgery, and now we're all back together as a band and we're good to go. Okay, so let's start with the review of the minutes from the last meeting from June 20th. Are there any additions, corrections?
No, I did them a week ago, and I would make a motion to approve the minutes.
They're still good from a week ago?
They haven't changed.
I will second.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes.
Gene,
Yes. Okay. Do we want to go with our bid openings next, or do we want to talk to Jeff from NOPEC first?
Let's do the bid opening because we're
Okay.
already late.
Let's do the bid opening for the crack and seal of the various roads in Alfred Township.
I think we have a grand total of one bid.
Yes, I figured it wouldn't hold them up too much.
35, we have one bid from Asphalt Fabrics.
One bid from asphalt, yeah, okay.
Okay. So we have several line items here with a total of $46,100.
Our estimate was 50 grand.
Part of what we do when we bid that, we reserve the right to edit by road. So it's quite a project for these bidders to break it up by road. And Asphalt Fabrics has gotten our work for as long as I can remember.
Where are they at?
Where are they at?
Solon, I think.
Solon?
Mhm.
They've done a good job for us.
Sure, so
Since we're back again here in 7 days, we'll look at all of them one time and we'll put it on the agenda for the next meeting.
What's it?
Accept their bid.
Are we not back next Monday?
We are.
Right.
In 7 days.
Yeah. Okay, that's it? All right. Jeff Heinrich,
Yes,
you're on.
thanks for the time. As usual, I'm going to be brief. I just wanted to check in, let you know that the grant, I believe you got all the paperwork in and everything. Everything looks great. I know you accepted your sponsorship money, what was that, months ago. You guys were really on top of it.
When it comes to getting money, yeah.
Yeah. Nothing too much from NOPEC. Gas, we've actually seen our price be lower than the PTC and a lot of our competitors. Electric, it's not lost on us. Electric is high, not only with NOPEC, but with our competitors. The one message we're giving to our members is, if it gets to the point where you're like, what do we tell our constituents or whatnot, we're very open and honest with, I just said this at the Hamilton County Township Association, I'm going to say it to the Geauga County Township Association this coming Wednesday, price to compare. Just go back to the utility. There's no offense to NOPEC. What's the word I'm looking for? You're not charged, basically.
We want to hurt your feelings?
Yeah, you won't hurt my feelings, no. And you can always come back into NOPEC as well. But I do remind people that we have our 12 or 24-month fixed rate, as well as our variable rate. So we do have a lot of options. But right now, I mean, things are getting a little bad when on the news they say beef and Halloween candy is high right now.
Oh, jeez.
We're not, yeah, that was an actual thing that was on the news, and I'm like, they had to throw in Halloween candy. Is nothing sacred. And by the way, my daughter asked, like, what does that mean for Halloween? I said, it means you're still going trick or treating. We're just not getting the king size ones.
That means you're getting hard candy instead of Hershey's.
That's right. Make it last. Make it last. Make it last. Everything's high right now, and no pack is not better. So we appreciate everyone's membership. You guys have always been great members at NOPEC. And of course, if you have any questions, any concerns, anything like that, feel free to call, email at any time. Nancy's always very, very good to keep me abreast of things and also call for any questions you guys have. So, same to you.
Okay.
Thank you, Jeff.
Any questions for Jeff? Anybody?
You seen an increase in scams?
Not around here. Actually, where I live in Cleveland Heights, we have noticed, it's a good question. A lot of companies, and I truly cannot say which, but in Cleveland Heights, they don't have what our program is called the Do Not Knock program, which makes it basically illegal for solicitors just to go to community. You guys are on Do Not Knock, actually, which is a good thing because where I live in Cleveland Heights, competitors, and I truly cannot know which company it is, are going door to door and saying, hey, we're your electric provider. Hey, we're your gas provider. They keep it very broad. And they say, we can bring your electric bill down. If you just give us your bill, we'll look it over, you sign this, and you'll be on your way to savings. That's true for like 2 to 3 months. Then the price hikes up, and the cancellation fee, unlike NOPEC where there is no cancellation fee. Cancellation fee for something like that would be like $50. We've seen as high as $100. So good question. Yeah, we have seen that. And unfortunately, it's really hitting our senior citizen communities where this is happening. So.
Hey Jeff, we just got a letter purporting to be from First Energy saying that NOPEC is no longer our electricity generator provider.
Yeah, it said NOPEC dropped our contract. I know, that's what I'd
To
like.
contact
News to the
whatever
rep.
they gave us.
If you want to email me that, I'll take a look.
I will.
I mean,
I
those
will.
things are, unfortunately, they're rare, but they do go around. So.
Yeah. Delder, I was just gonna ask you, since you're here, is there a deadline as to when we have to collect that money for our energizing grant?
No, I mean, you
Because
got all the paperwork
our
in,
generator
so.
just keeps getting put on hold, delayed, it's not being delivered,
Yeah,
so.
that's another problem that we've seen. In fact, the deadline that we had this year, which I believe was June 30th,
Yeah,
we actually had to extend the deadline because so much, I mean,
yeah,
it's a domino effect. The economy's doing really bad and imports and whatnot are just, not
okay,
only are they expensive, but they're backed up. So
Okay.
we've seen that with a lot of communities. We basically, anyone that was in the COG that told us, we're gonna get it in, we just said, we're gonna extend your deadline.
okay. Thanks.
But for that First Energy letter, make sure to send that over whenever you can. I'll take a look
Okay.
at it.
What generator are we talking about? The one for,
The Adam Hall, mhm.
I'm told it's a 2-year wait for most people to get that generator.
Jeez. I think last time I was here, you guys were,
Well, we got a generator for here.
Right.
but I mean, the last time I was here, it was cold out. You guys were talking about that.
Yeah.
Geez, so it still hasn't arrived?
Yeah, no.
No comment.
We take a lot of calls, like that one that you got, where, like, they just start off with, we're here to lower your electric bill.
Yeah,
But they don't, I don't know, I'm like, no, we're staying with NOPEC.
yeah, I mean.
Why? Why would you wanna pay more and not?
Smith Township of Mahoney, they got a call the 11th hour before they switched over to us, saying, oh, you know what, we just realized, we can actually get you 2 cents less than what
Yeah.
NOPEC's offering. And they asked me about that, I said, the old adage, if it's too good to be true, it usually
Yeah.
is.
They're
So
just
she
rude.
called and asked, she said, we'll go with you, but
Yeah.
can you give us a little more detail? She never got a call back, so either they didn't want their business that bad, or it was too good to be true.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Jeff, thank you for taking the time to come out and see us.
Thanks for having me.
We
I
appreciate it. Thank you.
And really, anything you guys need, feel free to reach out.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Schedule reports, Frank Kitco was
Yay.
inspector.
Good seeing you. It's good
Somebody
seeing
was
you,
supposed
too.
to give Frank's report. Was Jane gonna give Frank's report? Was somebody gonna give it? Hey, Jane!
Was Frank coming tonight?
No.
Do you wanna give his report?
I thought somebody I talked to today said, Frank, somebody was gonna give his report.
Well,
Maybe
it's
I was wrong.
there,
Maybe
it's
it's just
there,
that
maybe he
it's
meant
here.
submit it in writing.
Okay, all right. Does everybody have a copy of the zoning report?
Yes.
Are there any what is it? Development plan review denials? We're in June. We have one. Community, remodel? We have one. I wish I could read his abbreviations better. Residential something building over 200 square feet.
Accessory building.
Accessory building, we had 5 in June. Residential interior completion, we had 5 in June. Single-family dwelling swimming pool above ground, in June we had 2. Swimming pool in-ground, lake transient vendor, we had 1. Variance conditional use, we had 2, and voided receipts, we had 1. Did I miss anything?
No, I think you got it.
Storage buildings.
A lot of storage buildings. Any questions on what Frank has here for us from the audience or from the board? Seems pretty clear cut. Just- Okay. Emrick Gordon, Township Superintendent, I believe he's on vacation this week, right?
He started, yes.
Okay. You have anything for him, PJ, or?
Other than that, you saw the checks were signing, final things are being done on Stafford Road finally. Chip seal's got a little hitch in the specifications that Nick Goris from the engineer's office texted me just before the meeting that he thinks he'll have that ready to commence or get to a point where we can sign off on a change order next Monday. For chip seal projects,
Chip seal
which are
project.
Frank's and Wing. Frank's and Wing.
Chip and seal. Is that what this was?
Yeah, that's what this change order is right here.
Okay.
No, that's Stafford.
Yeah.
Stafford. Nick's working on the one over on
Okay.
the-
All right, so we need to go to trustee and fiscal officer reports. Michael Trine, do you have anything?
I don't think I did have it. I did have one call from a constituent who was very complimentary on the fencing at the cemetery and wanted to make the recommendation that we consider doing that for Adam Hall also.
Oh,
Well, I think as long as how's that, what kind of shape is their fence up there right now?
Yeah, it doesn't
When
fall
it
down.
deteriorates,
It
it may
doesn't
be
fall
able to
down
be
as
with
often
it.
as we always had problems down there at the cemetery every year. We haven't really had that at Adam Hall yet, but
Well, like
it
I
could
said,
go on a list.
Because, like I said, constituent brought it up. I mean,
Right, very
It could
nice.
go on a list.
but they just thought that that would be a nice addition, so just something to consider.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all I had.
Patrick?
I don't have anything to add to the agenda today.
Okay. Eugene McCune? Oh, that's me. Well, I've been out of commission for a little bit, but I would like to say I'd like to congratulate all those who were in charge of putting the Auburn Township Parade, 4th of July Parade together. I thought it was excellent. I want to congratulate the Boy Scouts for what they did. Mr. Plafkin, Mr. England, who also were very helpful in putting this together. I thought as the township was getting ready to start the parade, there wouldn't be anybody there to watch because half of the township was in the parade. But there were a lot of people, it was a nice event, and I hope everyone got to share in it. It was really nice.
They had over 40 participants.
40 participants.
Yeah, and then I figure we had about 200 people down at the station for lunch afterwards.
Yeah, it was very nice. I was very impressed with the way it came off and the people that showed up. And
Great parade.
unfortunately, and I think this will be a reminder for next year, I think most everybody, us included, ran out of candy right about as we got to the intersection here.
I ran out right over here.
Yeah, I think just about everybody did.
I heard that.
Well, after 17 years of experience, I usually buy like 30 pounds of,
You had enough?
yeah.
You had enough?
Well, the only tough part is when you have your grandkids in the back,
Yeah.
and they're like grabbing it like this in handfuls. So as long as you got at least one adult trying to keep them at bay, you can make it to the entire length.
We were throwing Twizzlers and all kind of good stuff, but the lady in front of me, they were throwing popsicles. So that was kind of hard to compete with. But
Yeah, I've seen that one before.
that's all I have. Fred?
I have nothing other than the resolution for the tax budget.
Okay. So let's go to old business. The Western Reserve Conservation Amendment for our parking lot expansion. I just talked to Nancy on that. I guess there was a miscommunication between Joe and the Western Reserve that they wanted more. And so you did put those two together, and we
Yes.
should have something sooner than later, because that'll have to be done by November. Right, November?
That's what I mean, we're
Yeah.
on the next calendar
Yeah.
now, but there was a, you got that, when did we do that, Thursday or something?
Yeah. Okay. Auburn Volunteer Fire Department requests for ARPA fund. We're still putting, you're still putting that together. Okay. All right, let's go to new business. The 2023 proposed tax budget, we've approved it, and so now we need
Well, now we need to approve it. We've
now we
had
need
the
to
hearing.
approve it, right, so, do I have a motion to approve the budget?
So moved.
Second?
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just read the resolution real quick. Resolution 25, 2022.
Frank said that.
Whereas the Auburn
Somebody was
Township
gonna
Board of
get this
Trustees,
report
finding it
for him.
necessary to carry
So
out the
they thought
activities
that
and
meant
responsibilities
you.
of the township, hereby adopts the
have a
fiscal
copy
year
of this. Yeah,
2023
but they
tax
wanted it
budget as
legally,
shown
not
on the
legally.
financial worksheet attached here too.
They did it, they did it.
Motion and a second. Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Stafford Road change order, number 2.
Yeah, there's, I think you guys all got copies of this, there was additions and then reductions, and they're itemized there. A lot of it is just, they came in under on some of the bulk estimates, and the additions were some additional pipes and excavation. A little bit at the driveway approaches. Anyway, additions total $12,609, and deductions were $32,272, which brings the total on the revised contract to $900,657.09.
Is there any further discussion on that?
No, pretty straightforward. Is
I
that a
think it
motion,
was.
PJ?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the change orders on Stafford Road.
Okay, I'll second.
Change order number 3, Fred.
okay.
2 or 3?
3.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes.
Gene.
Yes. Geauga County Engineer's recommendation to pay Eclipse Company $446,299.26 for Auburn share of the reconstruction of Stafford Road, and request disbursement from the OPWC in the amount of $157,250.68. Total payment to Eclipse $603,549.94. Any discussion on that?
Nope.
No, that's the numbers we finished at after that change order we just discussed, so make a motion to approve payment. And Fred, do we need a separate motion for OPWC money?
I don't believe so. That is, we just send ours in and that's handled on their end.
Okay, then I'll make a motion to include the payments, our payment, and whatever necessary to finalize with OPWC.
I'll second.
Give me 1 second to catch up.
Take your time. We don't eat dinner till like 6:30, so.
Okay. Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes.
Gene?
Yes. Auburn Community Park tax exemptions change. Motion to take action to authorize the submission of a new tax exemption request, and upon granting tax exempt status, request any taxes and penalties paid shall be refunded to the township. Now, there was a letter I just signed, right?
I took it back.
You took it back?
I took it,
Sent
I
to
didn't
them?
want it to get lost.
So for those to just catch up, we got a tax bill for the second half of our community park. We've never paid taxes on that before. And one of the things that I told Nancy to check and see, well, geez, let's see, Bainbridge has a huge park over there. They've added new equipment every year since they've added it. Call and see what they're paying in property taxes to the county. What'd they say, Nancy?
They don't pay taxes for a
They don't
park.
pay taxes.
I don't know.
We got a tax
what
bill
happened.
because the value of the property went up when we put up the pavilion.
Have you ever seen what Bainbridge's add to theirs every year, their value would go up?
Well, I don't remember our value going up when we put the playground in or build the
Yeah, we-
building there.
So what made it go up?
If somebody screwed up.
And somebody screwed up and somebody won't admit to the fact they
Yeah.
screwed up and they're fighting us tooth and nail. I'm saying you have to pay the bill and then request, they're just making us jump through hoops. Nancy's been dealing with all that.
Yeah, when did you figure out the initial exemption we got? Was it 15 or 17?
Yeah,
It was 15 or 7. We chased it hard.
17, I
I
think.
think it was 17.
Yeah,
So there's been some improvement.
because we were
between 17
doing
and
noxious,
21.
noxious weed control up to then.
Yeah, but we did improvements between 17.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
the Pavilion.
Plus at Adam Hall, we did improvements.
That's another point.
And we never got
got
taxed on that.
Reassessed and then taxed again on that.
Are there anybody here from the press? Is there any reporters here? Nobody?
No.
I have never seen such incompetence and swords in the county like I'm seeing since I've come back. And I'm talking planning commission, I'm talking the engineer's office, I'm talking the audit. I've never seen such incompetence in my life. And that reverts back to our commissioners. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question. Are you saying that you had no notification prior and you just received?
No.
Second half tax.
No.
benefit.
As a matter of
No
fact,
notification of
they're,
anything.
legally, they're supposed to send it via, they're supposed to send us via certified mail
There was a
notification that your taxes,
revaluation.
yes.
Yeah.
You never
Yes,
got anything.
That's correct.
And here's the fun part. Talked to the prosecutor's office about this, and our prosecutor was kind of flabbergasted with this as well.
Yeah.
She says, well, you just gotta pay this tax bill and then reapply for,
Yeah.
for exemption, and then you'll get the money back. And I says, you were in your township shoes, that's okay, because Fred's got money sitting around to do such things. If that's like a
Yeah.
real person at home, bullshit, that hurts.
Because she said if you just try to get it fixed without paying your arrears tax, they won't
give you
even
the
touch
exemption.
it.
Yeah.
I don't
Who
think you can
won't
say
give you the
bullshit.
exemption?
The county.
Yeah, you just
Well, we
give us
have to
$1,300, we'll
reapply
give it
for
back
it.
eventually.
They're saying because we built a pavilion, we added to the value of that property, and they took away our tax exemption for it. I know, it makes no sense.
Okay, so then do you have a time limit before this paperwork or whatever has to?
Well, they're gonna keep charging us taxes until we have to restart from square one now and request that the park be tax exempt.
Okay, so is there gonna be a
That's what
penalty
you-
because the tax isn't paid by
Oh, is that what
Wednesday?
that was?
No, they said,
Told that shit.
we're gonna
Your
pay
name on
it.
Yeah, I said, that's
We
what I
wrote a
said.
check for it tonight.
Okay.
And then we're asking them to reimburse us that
Reimburse.
money, once they make the park tax exempt.
Be vindictive, but isolate something
Because,
like that.
because
Like-
if we
Yeah.
don't pay it and just tell them to
Vindictive.
Well,
please
they're
pay
smart enough to do
it,
that.
they won't do anything.
Okay.
They'll make you
and-
pay it first.
Ah. Okay.
Okay, so we do need to pay that
Yeah,
as
we'll
we
get-
send this letter, and then
Should be right there on the
And
table,
then we'll
yeah.
get it back
How
eventually.
much was the tax bill for?
$1,200.
Between 12 and 13, between 12 and 13.
Okay, is that a motion, Gene?
I so move.
Second?
Can somebody recap the motion for me, please?
The motion is to pay the 1,200 and whatever dollars it is for the second half tax bill, and along with our letter from the township requesting the money to be sent back.
I believe Chrissy Ryan wrote us a letter in regards to that too.
Right.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Gene?
Yes. James Bond died. Damn.
Which one?
Icon, so it's gotta be, what's his name? Okay. Resolution 2022-23, Certificate of Need for our 1 mil 5-year road levy tax renewal. We talked about this at the last meeting, and these say, unfortunately, these two say 2022-23 and 22-22. Is this a mistake in the minutes, or on these, or does it matter? Fred? I'm looking at 2022-23.
I think it's right. I think it's right. There's two separate levies.
Right, I have two separate things here.
Right.
But one says 23 and one says 22, not 23 and 24.
Oh,
What should they be, Nancy?
I think she's right. I think these are right.
Which ones?
Both.
No, the ones I have in my hand or the one on the minute page?
22 and 23, or 23 and 24? Which two are right?
should be 23 and 24.
23 and 24, so this one in my hand that we're to sign is wrong. Right?
Yeah, one should be 24.
No, Fred, one expired. We have this year to renew it. The other
He's talking
one,
numbering on the.
He's talking about
I'm talking about the resolution numbers.
all right, then I'll stay out of it.
So we already used 22 as
All the other stuff we're doing,
so-
like I said, this is just, you know, the numbers that are written here versus numbers written there.
You got it?
I will change this to
23 and 24. Now, does it matter which two or which
I don't
is
think it
which?
matters
No.
which is which,
All right.
as long as we don't
So-
repeat 22.
We have resolutions for both of these. If you want to read them, then call the vote, check our yeses, and then you
Okay.
sign it.
Do them one at a time, Fred, please.
Yeah.
Really?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
22-23 Certificate of Need, whereas the Board of Trustees of Auburn Township has determined the amount of taxes which may be raised within the 10 mil limit by levies on the current tax duplicate will be insufficient to provide adequate money for the necessary requirements of the township. It's necessary to levy a tax in excess of such limitation for the purpose of road improvement in Auburn Township as provided by ORC 5705.19G, whereas the levy is at a rate of 2 mils for 5-year period of time, and it's a renewal, and was first passed in 2014. That's all of the substantive language, other than it will be placed on the November 8, 2022 general election ballot, first levied in 23 and collected in 24.
Yes.
So that's the 1 mil?
2 mil.
This is the
It is
2
8
That's
mil.
the
mil
2 mil.
5-year renewal.
So is that 24 or 23?
23.
So we gotta change them around here on the,
23 is the 2 mil.
okay, so that's wrong. That's gotta be changed, and this is 24. Okay.
Boy, good help is hard to
All right,
find.
so we need a motion.
I'm gonna make a motion to adopt that resolution.
I'll second what he said.
Mike,
Yes.
EJ,
Yes.
Gene,
Yes.
yes.
That's resolution 2022-23,
Yep.
the 2 mil. Okay.
And then we have certificate of need, resolution 2022-24. Whereas the Board of Trustees of Auburn Township, Geauga County, Ohio, has determined the amount of taxes which may be raised within the 10 mil limit by levies on the current tax duplicate will be insufficient to provide an adequate amount for the necessary requirement of the township. It is necessary to levy a tax in excess of such limitation for the purpose of road improvement of Auburn Township as provided and authorized in section 5705.19G, whereas the levy is at a rate of 1 mil for a 5-year period of time and is a renewal first passed in 2008, whereas the levy would be placed on the November 8, 2022 general election ballot and shall be first levied in tax year 2022 and begin collection in 2023. 1 mil 5-year road improvement levy for Auburn Township. I need a motion and a second.
I so move to make that motion.
Second.
Mike,
Yes.
EJ,
Yes.
Gene,
Yes. And those have to be up to the county by when?
You're taking them up tomorrow?
I'm taking it up tomorrow.
Make sure that they're changed on the. Okay. Is there any comments or questions on anything we've done up to this point?
Yes.
Yes.
One final question. We were here for the budget hearing, but what is the total budget for 2023, total dollar amount?
the revenue number? I will have to give you that number so I can give you an exact number because I can't add, this is all broken down by fund.
Oh, okay.
So
Can you give a roundabout number? It's gotta be-
Actually,
You want the exact
I'd
number?
rather have the exact number.
Yeah, I'd rather
How do
give
I,
you the exact
okay,
number.
what do you want me to request?
If you don't mind, could you just shoot me a quick email?
Yeah, but what's the request, so you know what I'm asking?
You want to know how much revenue we're bringing in? Or
I want,
revenue
yeah,
and
I want to know the revenue
expenditures?
side, and I want to know the total amount of the budget
Oh.
request.
Okay. Yeah,
No
just,
problem? I can ask that, and that'll be okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you.
yep.
I'm going to make a motion now to go into executive session. We're going to go into motion to consider the employment and compensation of a public employee pursuant to the revised code 121.22. And I believe we may come back out of executive session or
Yeah, you mean take action after?
after,
executive
right.
session. That's,
So
yeah, I agree,
that's
that's possible.
we're going into executive session, we may come back out afterwards. Yes, sir.
Can I ask you one question?
Absolutely.
You had a motion to pay the taxes on the part.
Second half, yes.
That second half tax. The agenda says that you were also gonna take a motion to request the change in tax status?
Yes, we did
We
that
do
at the
that
same
also? Is
time.
that the same-
If
You made the same
I made the
motion.
same motion to send a
Right.
letter at the same time that Nancy has.
Good, I didn't catch that, I just wanted to.
Okay?
I have one other question.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Is it possible to, and Frank's not here, but is it possible to put the zoning applications or zoning permits on the website or post them on the board? That they could be,
I don't think that's an unfair request. And
I mean, just,
Nancy, how often is the webpage updated that Jane could
I
put something like
post
that?
Frank's report is posted with our meeting minutes
Okay, but it's not,
as backup, but
it's not,
you want each permit that's passed, like,
It's
I
not
get-
address specific.
If you
It's
put
just
this, if you
about-
put this on the webpage,
I do that.
this form by itself goes up?
That would be.
Well, that
but
should answer
it
his
won't-
question then.
But it won't be in until you sign off on the minutes. So like
Right.
tonight's meeting won't be on the website until after next meeting.
In other words, you don't wanna know who it is, you just wanna know what permits were asked for, right?
Well, it'd be nice to see them by address.
You wanna see it by address,
Oh, you want
okay.
some?
Can we do that, Lee?
I don't
I mean,
know if we can
I don't, we have to check with the
legally not do it.
prosecutor. I don't know.
prefer to check.
I would send that up to, as a
Yeah,
question to the
that's something we need
prosecutor's
to check.
office before we start posting
I know.
people's addresses and what's going on.
Yeah, because just because they asked for it doesn't mean they're gonna get it, and, yeah.
Well, or once they're issued, I guess Bainbridge does it.
Okay,
Bainbridge-
all right, well,
They-
that's.
Bainbridge passes them out at their
It's a fair
township meetings
request.
when they do it. I'm just curious, I
Just
drive around
offhand.
the township and I see a lot of construction going on and no permits anywhere displayed, which they're required to do. But it's interesting to see where it's happening at in the township and where the new construction is going on.
Okay, offhand and not being an attorney or anything, I would imagine that's a matter of public record after the permit's issued.
Yep, right.
Yeah,
Right.
but we'll double check that,
Yeah.
and maybe there'll be some
Sure.
format we can do it that way.
It is, and that's a fair request, I think, absolutely.
One
Yes.
of the,
Thank you.
if you guys are going into executive session, and you may have additional action, how will we in attendance know?
Well, you'll have to stand outside the
We just
door
stand
and we'll
outside
come
the
and
door?
get you. I don't know how else we could do it,
These
Okay.
interviews generally go somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 minutes.
if that. Be happy to come out and get you out of your car if you want.
Just wave or something?
Yeah, sure.
We're back in session?
Absolutely.
Well, there'll be white smoke.
3 puffs of white smoke, that's a new pope. Okay, is there a motion to go into executive session? I made the motion, do I hear a
Second.
Mike,
Pardon?
Mike?
yes, PJ,
Yes.
Jean,
Yes.
Frank's report? It
We are now in
is,
executive
if
session.
you click on the minutes,